back to the Cassini project, and my merry band of, well, I wouldn't say they're deranged. We may have to invent a new...
I wouldn't say very merry either.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're misfits, but not really. I mean...
You are not merry men. We got it.
I think ragtag is the best description.
Yeah.
Well, last time you guys had just gone through basically triaging your own ship from catching fire from going super, super fast. And it didn't even have racing stripes. Great tragedy. And you were eventually rescued by the USS Manticore, which a week later you have been towed all the way back to Deep Space Nine. Well, you're approaching Deep Space Nine, where you're going to start undergoing repairs and refit. And we start tonight in a kind of somber place on Deck 2, as our captain is inspecting the new names recently added to the memorial wall that was on the Cassini.
Yep. Oh, 39 of them.
Every so often, you get a feeling as you look, as your eyes dart over to the other side of the wall, which is mostly the people the ship lost in the Iconian War, and you start remembering faces and names that you didn't know before. And it's at that moment that Commander K'theris joins you.
First, she doesn't say anything. She's just staring at the wall.
I keep telling myself it was worth it.
Yeah. I don't know, came down here to almost, I guess, see if it was real.
You know, almost none of these people had a choice in the matter. We all woke up on Nimbus 3, and then we were just thrust into this organization. How many of us stopped to think that we actually wanted to be here?
We've been running since day one.
Has there been any talk? People wanting to leave the ship, pursue other interests?
Not that I've heard, but if I hear anything, I'll be sure to let you know. I actually wanted to see how you were doing.
I'm fine.
You're always fine.
And there's a little part of you inside you that goes, I'm not fine.
You have any plans for services?
I'm working on letters. I don't know. I've been reading up on protocol. It's weird.
I heard the lieutenant's family,
Yeah.
And you guys just see their names at the bottom right-hand corner. The only 3 civilian names on that list.
I'm fine too, by the way. Just gives you like kind of a wry smile.
Harrison is stone-faced. There's a wall there.
Ugh, don't do this. I wanted to say something nice, and now you're doing this. And she just kind of waves a hand in front of your face.
And you just hear a voice going, "She never used to be like this." And for a moment, there's been a change when these things happen. Early on, it was very dissociative. Now it's almost like it's coming from within your own thoughts.
Anything else, Commander?
Yeah, actually. I wanted to say that I admired you.
Glance over.
I don't know what's going on with you, with whatever Q did. I don't know how much you have in your head. I don't know how it's all working. I don't know who you were before. I don't know who I was before, but you've got a good thing going. You've got a drive to do the right thing. You don't have this bitter feeling inside of you. Or if you do, you're hiding it a lot better than even I'm capable of.
It's a lot to process.
I can imagine getting a lifetime's worth of memories dumped in less than 24 hours, or however much. I don't know.
You
It
know,
was around 6 hours.
yeah. You know, I could tell you if you wanted.
Honestly, I don't even know if I want to know. Part of me does. Part of me really wants answers. Part of me would like a name to put to a feeling, but that name, whatever it is, wants to do anything about it, it'll happen.
Silence.
And the internal thought rises again. That name doesn't even want anything to do with you.
I'm very aware of that.
It's not so much of a communication now, and I should probably make that clear. This is now starting to feel very integrated. Almost like every so often you slip back into that persona and then back out.
Oh, that feels weird.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm gonna make my way back down towards medical because I lied to you.
Yeah.
No surprise.
And at that moment, the bosun whistle on the intercom finally plays over, it having been repaired. Attention all hands. We're arriving at Deep Space Nine. Prepare for arrival.
Let's head to the bridge.
Just put a hand on his shoulder for a second and head towards if the turbo lift is working, then head towards the turbo lift.
Turbo lifts aren't working yet, but you're only a deck down, so you don't even have to take the Jeffries tubes. There's actually like a nice small staircase you can take.
Nice.
Yeah, that's been cleared out. And when you arrive, this is the image.
And one more thing. Thank you, Kath.
Anytime, Logan.
And we're on the bridge.
And as you step onto the bridge, that lovely image appears on the view screen in front of you. as Commander Kagon is sitting in the center chair, since there's no sensors really working besides the visual scanners.
On seeing them arrive, I immediately get out of the chair. Captain, Commander.
Commander. We take our chairs, obviously.
Callus, Kirsty goes, receiving communication relayed from the Manticore from Deep Space Nine. Captain Kurland would like to speak with you, Captain and Commander. And said Lieutenant Commander Kagon, be prepared to be joining a meeting at some point in the near future as well. As for everyone else, they're welcoming us to Deep Space Nine. At which point, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
At which point, we're going to cut over to Kurland's office. You guys having freshly beamed aboard Deep Space Nine, directly into ops. Captain, Commander, welcome to Deep Space Nine. Sorry about the Cassini.
We know the risks.
Well, I'm sad to say that for a short time I need to borrow some of your crew for a special assignment. Commander K'theris, Ambassador Satas is waiting outside for you.
Oh, of course.
Dismiss, Commander.
Nod. Captain?
Commander.
Walk out of the room.
Okay. Captain, how are you, really? Damage you guys took, the number of losses the Manticore reported, they can't have been easy.
It's not new. At least from what I've been told.
That's a fucking understatement. And from the corner of the room, a voice just out of sight said, well, that's to be expected, and that's also why I'm here. As the Kai walks forward and approaches you, Logan.
Kai? I do a small bow.
Spare me the pageantry. I'm not for it. Since your crew is going to be confined here, I wanted to offer you something. Captain, you're dismissed. And Kurland walks away.
This used to be your office, right?
About 10 years ago.
Just a nod.
Days I miss it. Someone has to do this job right.
You were saying, Kai?
I was saying I wanted to offer you an opportunity to maybe have a chance for internal reflection. And I'm not just talking to you. Do an insight check.
Insight command?
Uh-huh.
Alrighty.
Difficulty 1.
Can you put up our momentum and threat thing?
Yes.
Thank you. We don't have any, I just wanted it up.
Yep. There's just nothing.
Yeah. Difficulty 1.
Okay. Alright, so you succeed. You realize that almost immediately she's picked up on that there's something else running around in your head. And as soon as the look appears on your face, she goes, and I'm sure you're wondering how the hell I know that. Let's just say sometimes I know more than I really would like to in my job.
to sort of stiffen in the breath. I thank you for the opportunity, Kaikira. But I have my own thinking I would like to consider doing on my own.
There are plenty of empty rooms in our monastery. Get away from this for a while. You haven't since you've come back from whatever happened to you at Nimbus.
Very well. It's kind of like isn't in the mood to try to fight Akira right now.
Yeah. And I should mention that she is trying, and you can pick this up, she is genuinely concerned for you. And you get that feeling from her.
Have we met before, Akira?
Before New Romulus, no. But I was expecting you.
All right. Nod. Self-reflection. All right, how difficult could that be?
Harder than you think. I was never very good at it myself. And she opens the side door. She goes, after you, Captain.
Thank you. And I'll go forward.
And we're gonna cut over a few minutes earlier to Commander K'theris walking up to this 12-foot tall Gorn standing in the corner of ops.
I believe you were expecting me?
Ah, Commander. I have a situation that requires a tender hand. The Klingon Empire has recently acquired intelligence of an internal movement using civilian forces, primarily freighters, to deliver biomimetic gel to forces unknown inside the Empire. We are afraid this could be the sign of an internal schism or conflict. We do not know who is responsible for it, but we have been able to place a couple of operatives on board a freighter we know will be delivering these biomimetic gels. I was wondering if I could borrow you and your science officer as experts.
You have my expertise. I don't exactly know how Kagon will play into this aside from his excellent science background.
It is his excellent science background that makes him ideal for this operation.
I don't know if Kagon is capable of playing pirate.
I don't think he has to worry too much about that. You see, we will need him to come in or cover as a expert civilian scientist. One with an expertise at reading biomimetic gel.
Ah.
I will have a full briefing for you in about 30 minutes, if you would be willing to meet me at Quarks.
There's like a moment where K'theris is like, yeah, absolutely. Oh, I remember hearing about this place. Half an hour, of course.
All right. And so we're gonna jump over to Quarks then. Kagon, I'm assuming you will have been briefed before then.
Oh yeah. I would like as soon as I'm out of the ambassador's sight, just like excitedly message Kagon. Get in the car! We're going pirating!
Yeah. And so 30 minutes pass, and you arrive at Quarks And you see Satas sitting at a table. And despite the image on screen, the bar has actually been cleared out when you walk in. And Quark comes up behind after the two of you enters, and he actually locks the door.
Intimate?
Necessary. You see, in order to infiltrate these rogue organizations, I require members of the underworld to assist us. And he immediately looks over at Quark, who walks over to you guys. What'll it be, Commander?
I'm fine right now, thank you.
Suit yourself. More Meridor, Ambassador? When I'm done. All right. But I'm not standing around. I'm putting my reputation on the line. Go away, Quark. And he just kind of shuffles off at that point. You see, Quark is the one who is vouching for both you. Lieutenant Commander, did the Commander explain your role in this operation?
She did. But one thing that piques my curiosity is how would Quark have vouched for us?
He happens to know the captain of this particular vessel, a Uridian. His name is Yazdish. And that's spelled Yazish. He is a dealer in goods that are not quite legal in most of the galaxy. The fact is, this is a sensitive situation. We don't know who wants all this biomimetic gel. But whoever they are buying a lot of it.
Does that name sound familiar at all? Like in anything I might have read in reports?
If it is, it's something so small time that it wasn't worth to. This guy has got to be really low on the totem.
I don't recall any Iridians.
He has been operating in the fringes of the Alpha Quadrant. But his recent course has connected him to a band of pirates, at least as a freelancer supplying them. Their leader, we know only as the Hand. Wherever the Hand is, he has a lot of resources. We know that wherever the Hand is acquiring these biomimetic gels, he is only using captains he trusts. Hence why we are placing you on this crew. There is a Verosan captain who is one of our two operatives who has been placed. He will be your point man on this mission. Follow his lead and obey his orders. His name is Captain Mozoe Mavisi. And you should recognize that surname.
Yep.
Do you have any questions?
I look to Kagon.
None from me.
Then know that he is arriving in 3 hours. If I were you, this would be an opportunity to acquire some civilian clothes and disguise your Starfleet nature.
I just smile.
All right. So, Sarah, you still there?
Yep.
Well, it's time for you and Baz to have your guys' token scene right now.
Yay, token!
You're contractually
Token!
mandated 5 minutes.
Contractually mandated 5 minutes.
Ouch.
So, 3 hours later, you two are walking on the promenade together, talking about everything that's recently transpired.
Talus is still playing her family's death close to the vest. But, it's public knowledge now, so she's like, yes, it happened. But she hasn't really opened up about it. Not to anyone else, anyway.
Sorry, Graz, you have to be a naked Cation on the floor of a shower to do that.
Apparently.
You don't have that level of friendship unlocked.
Don't really know what to say.
It's okay. There's not much to be said. But let's just say that I've been taking out my frustrations on the holodeck. I do that a lot.
Well, if you want to punch something, there's a punching bag. Maybe we could even set up a sparring match, if that'll help.
I'd like that.
One other bit of detail that has passed through you, Talus, is that the crew of the Cassini, because they have to basically go in and gut her and put her back together again, you guys are all being moved into quarters on the habitat ring on DS9.
I've been thinking about having Rayshawn and my mother share my quarters here on Deep Space Nine during the refit.
Graz just nods. Don't know how I would have coped if family just suddenly ended up on my doorstep.
Well, I haven't been there for them, and I don't know. I just feel like with recent events, I should do something.
Honestly, I don't think I would have done anything different. We weren't ready, I guess, to process what had happened to us. We didn't even know who we are.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Well,
normally at times like this, I have like a sarcastic comment or something else to say, something witty, something. At least it seems to be my way. Don't know if that was my way before, but it is my way now, and yet I don't have anything. I've got nothing. I was still trying to process having family, and now this. I don't.
You're not alone.
Why am I even
I'm not-
talking about it?
It's a really strange thing, you know, just not having a past, but having a future, having people that you are connected to, yet no memory of them, no return connection.
Yeah,
It's-
I feel like there's something there. It's confusing, and I don't know how to deal with it. I'd rather just beat something up.
Certainly make everything a lot easier.
Yeah, well, if I can't punch my problems in the face, then I don't know what to deal with them.
Speaking of punching things in the face, your executive officer starts walking you in their undercover outfit.
Hey! Finger gun.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
That's different.
Like, Graz just stares blankly for a moment, trying to figure out what the heck's going on.
Who this person is.
Talus stifles something about, like, I mean, I knew the uniform was a little restrictive, but
Where are you two headed?
just around.
Mm.
I don't know if we were heading anywhere in particular.
Well,
What do you think? I do like a turn.
I mean, I know the uniform's a little restrictive, but
So
we
just
are
because-
off duty, are we, right now?
Yes. I am going to say, because you can't see it on the thing, but K'theris has adopted the vacation habit of not wearing shoes.
Talus has noticed this. But doesn't say anything.
So is there any particular reason, or is this just off duty you?
Honestly, if this is off duty me, I can get used to it, but sadly, it's for work.
No rest for the wicked. I think that's how the saying goes.
Mm.
And speaking of wicked, it's at this moment that Kagon walks out of Garrick's tailor shop.
Oh my god.
Talus just kind of blinks and is like, well, that's different.
Graz is about to say something, but then doesn't have anything to say, and like puts his like index finger back on his lips, trying to figure out something to say, but just can't.
Kagon?
A Tellarite at a loss for words? That's a first.
Kagon!
K'theris.
What are you wearing?
Clothes?
I mean, obvious.
As this point, you start hearing, now arriving, SS Akarashi, which is the name of the ship that you guys are supposed to be boarding. And I'm going to type that really fast for you.
Next time, let me come with you. I can pick out a better outfit than this.
That's grown on me.
Kind of narrows his eyes.
Which you can't see.
Behind the aviators.
They're actually like, it doesn't show so well, but they're actually like, you know, the purple glass, like John Lennon glasses.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
It's so you.
After the K'theris' reaction, I'm not sure if you're being ironic or genuine.
Both?
Right.
I guess I just expected a more Klingon appearance, not a. But
Kagon doesn't know what Klingon fashion is.
And
that's
neither
fair.
does the tailor, clearly.
Monica is just like snickering in the tailor shop right now. She went for something a little more of a rock star scientist look.
You know, with the lab coat, it might actually look really good.
Ooh, yeah, I kind of have this like evil, slick scientist vibe.
Evil genius.
Shame that's not available in the character. Damn it.
We should get going, though.
Indeed.
And the two of them walk away.
And Talos just leans over to Graz and is just like, did you really think that Kagon would wear something like that?
No, I guess I'm still working everybody out.
Is that like racially insensitive though? Like we expect him to wear like Klingon armor or something? I don't know.
Well, we
I
gotta
don't care.
start with somewhere. I mean, start with expectations and then subvert them. I think that's the way it goes.
I like it though. I like it because it. I don't know. I just like it.
I think it strangely it does work on him. It's gonna be weird not being on a ship, being on a station,
Yeah.
slept on a station or planet side for. Well, as far as I remember, never.
Yeah, definitely used to momentum dampener, inertial dampeners, and the shift in momentum. Not used to this. And she kind of like hops a little up and down a little bit on the stationary stuff. But, it's only temporary, right?
Well, for however long the Cassini's getting repaired for, who knows how long that could take.
I hope not long. Not that long, anyway. I might start regretting my decision to bring my husband and my mother into the same room as me if it goes on too long.
Well, if you need an escape at any point, you know where to come to.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of hollow sweet time.
And you just hear Quark lean out the window. Only if you have the latinum.
Yeah.
And with that, we're going to cut to our intrepid spies boarding the Akarashi.
The most undercover spies.
Dun, 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 dun,
They're so overt, no one will even expect them to be spies.
Right? Like, these guys, they don't know what they're doing. They couldn't possibly be spies. Come on.
See, that's an outfit a spy would wear only to prove that they're not spies.
It's true.
So you walk up to the airlock hatch, and
Oop.
waiting for you is a 6-foot-tall Frossen, a little shorter than K'theris, waiting for you there.
Help with your jaw, K'theris.
It's fine. There's like a pause, and then it's just like, okay, we're good.
You must be Commander K'theris. Patriarch has told me a lot about you. We don't have a lot of time. Me and another operative have boarded this ship and ingratiated ourselves as security officers. The captain likes new people inspected. Fortunately. Fortunately, I know exactly who you are, so I'm not going to bother with that bullshit.
I mean, shouldn't you at least make it seem like you did something?
They can't tell from out here. Come. And you guys walk through the big gear doors of DS9 onto the ship, where you're greeted with another Frosten who's head to toe in body armor. Can I get you to roll a insight security check on that one?
Both of us?
Yeah, it's difficulty 1.
And what was the name of our contact again?
Mazue Novisi, and I'm going to actually type that out for you.
You said
Captain Mazue.
And you said insight security?
Yep.
God damn it, Kagon!
Roll well.
Do I have a focus?
I would say you have a focus, yes. Okay, so I'm baking that complication as 1 unit of threat. Because this is a stupid check to give you a complication on. You immediately recognize that the armor they're wearing, it is very clearly Klingon Honor Guard, and it's been modified so that it looks like it's been roughed up and salvaged, but it's very, to someone who actually is aware of what it would look like, that is not salvaged.
Huh.
So it would fool the pirates, it would not fool an actual Klingon. This individual is feminine looking, a little bit taller than Mazoi. And upon looking, you just hear through the mask that they're wearing, because they're wearing the helmet too, just going, "Really? This is the best that you can get us? We might as well just vent ourselves into space now." And he just looks and goes, "Shut up. This isn't your job. Just don't get us killed."
I like her.
She just shakes her head and goes, "Whatever," and walks away. Forgive her. She's got a very specific job to do on this mission, and well, she's kind of a bitch with the best of times.
It's obviously not public relations. That's fine.
It's definitely relations of some sort. Just tends to usually end with a bunch of knives in the back.
I like her more.
You shouldn't.
Aw.
You can't stop me.
You're not my dad!
I mean, that's a problem for you. You know who your dad is, and you're always looking for someone to call daddy, so...
No!
Oh dear.
No!
And I think with that, we need to go to the dairy. So we're going to make a quick detour over to Hathon, where the captain is walking through the streets on the way to the monastery. And you finally arrive there. And the Kai sets you up in some nice, quiet rooms.
Smells very earthy. Old books, candlelight, air wafting in outside that hasn't been recycled. So,
The Kai turns to you and goes, "Captain, feel free to take as much time to meditate and to kind of evaluate where you are. I will be back in the morning." And she bows and closes the door.
I take a moment to survey my surroundings, looking at the books. They're in Bajoran, right? They're written in Bajoran.
They're written in Majoran, but the Universal Translator can translate written word for you as well.
So, but at least so I know I don't read Bajoran, obviously.
Right.
Okay. Onyx candles, probably made from some kind of local insect. I wish there was like an instruction manual for this.
And the thought kind of floats to your head. Leander always understood is that the instructions were not the have instructions. And then the thought kind of slowly fades back out.
Yeah, how useful would that have been? I knew what to do when it's having it all back. Sort of plop down in the chair and just sort of I guess for the time being actually let some of that wall down.
Okay. Which walls specifically? Because you have so many of them, Mr. Walled Garden.
Well, obviously the captain's sort of taking a rest.
Okay.
Now it's up to Logan to have to face his own damn fears of actually being alone for once in his life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, being with yourself sucks.
Tell me about it.
He immediately leaves to go get some fresh air.
Okay. As he walks through the monastery and out into the garden, it's this beautiful open space that goes on for about, I believe it's like a kilometer or so. It's like a very beautiful botanical garden. And you can see worshippers and prylors and Vedics like moving things around, kind of doing like a Zen garden kind of deal, except it's Bajoran Zen garden, so it's stuff like rearranging stones in a pond and so forth.
Did I ever do any meditation before the wipe?
Your mind, you never went through actual meditation. You recall suddenly that every so often before a mission, you would sometimes sit down and you would just kind of breathe. And you get a feeling like that's similar to meditation. In this case, it was you kind of trying to eliminate the stress before you went on a dangerous assignment. And you have a hard time really trying to access this feeling.
I bet I was more able to handle this stuff when things were trying to kill me. I'm almost desperate for a distraction at this point.
Inside of you, you just feel distraction would be great. I think anybody would really... No, they'd probably notice if you set the monastery on fire. Shame would be more interesting. Ruin
Wow.
the...
Intrusive thoughts for 400, Alex?
Everybody's got them.
True story.
Part of me wants to leave the monastery and just go to just go hit a bar.
You start thinking that thought, and then you immediately hear another thought process. You're pretty sure it's the other side of you going, yeah, but then you have to deal with the wrath of Kira, and that's not fun.
Yeah, but I bet you get a kick out of it.
Yeah, but she would probably enjoy it too much. Which is bad for us.
Me.
Me, it's getting weird to tell the difference.
There shouldn't be a difference. There shouldn't be this. I shouldn't be arguing with my own inner monologue. It should just be me. It shouldn't be all this information. Stupid experiences I did and didn't have.
That's the worst part, isn't it? Because this part is me, and that's me too.
At this point, can I be looking at at my reflection in the water?
Yes. And
a better idea.
And you just see your reflection. It's not like you're seeing this other version of yourself. It's actually you. Though there is the thought of, I never grew a beard before. I should have done it sooner.
The beer was my choice.
Good choice.
Did it for a holodeck program. Decided to keep it. Captain Proton's the stupidest thing.
From across the universe, you yell.
You just hear K'theris goes, someone has dissed my shit. Of which, we're now jumping back to the pirate ship. And you are brought to the bridge by Muzui, where you get to meet Captain Shady Iridian. So these are our two specialists, Dr. Kagon and his bodyguard. I hope you understand all the needs for the security. I hope Muzui wasn't so invasive.
I just stare.
And Muzui is just silent too. Well, regardless, Doctor, we need you to evaluate the recent samples that we have acquired of biomimetic gel.
Very well.
You see, our previous suppliers have been providing us with lower quality than our clients desire.
I see.
We require the gel's mimetic qualities to be at 87% or higher. Please do a reason science check on that, Kagon.
I will do that.
Difficulty is going to be 3.
Yikes.
Okay. Reason science. I'm going to give you a threat for an extra die.
You got it.
Oh.
Okay. I am taking that as an
Oh
extra
my
threat.
god.
Wait, did she have a focus?
It wouldn't have undone the... It wouldn't have helped.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
That's fair.
So, what you do know, that is a ridiculously pure sample of biomimetic gel he's asking you to have.
He's asking for weapons grade, basically.
He's just talking above weapons grade.
Yeah.
Significantly above weapons grade. Weapons grade would be around 60%.
Okay.
This is like I want to clone the Klingon Emperor, and I want it to be like flawless with no genetic degradation whatsoever. Level of purity.
What applications... And this is just kind of Kagon thinking to himself, like, what kind of applications would need that high a level of purity? Like, short of cloning an imposter, what else would there be?
Oh, you're gonna have to find out. That is your mission.
Yeah, no, that's true.
All right, and Captain turns to Muzui and goes, "You may take the doctor down to the cargo hold now." And he turns around and smugly sits in his chair, which is amazing for someone who's like 4'5", and looks like a 500-year-old ball sack. So that's very impressive.
It kind of is.
And so Muzui takes you down to the cargo hold, and you are immediately stunned when you walked in. So you were probably expecting, like, what, a crate or two?
The entire cargo hold, isn't it?
The entire cargo hold? But here's the thing. The entire cargo hold is about, it'll be about 350 meters long.
Damn, that's quite the collection.
Now you see why we're worried about this. This isn't the only shipment that's being run right now.
The hell do they need so much biomimetic gel for?
I don't know, but this has to be half the supply in the entire Alpha Quadrant.
That's the thing. The amount that's being shipped, we know of at least 7 other cargo vessels carrying about this much.
What?
Someone's mass producing it. Who they're mass producing it for, we don't know.
Is it that it can't be that easy to just make this stuff.
No, it's not replicatable.
You have to make this. The resources this takes, someone very, very wealthy is funding them.
How is it made?
It's made through a very complicated biological synthesis. The materials that you require are incredibly rare. Even Starfleet Command has about as much as 5 of these freighters do. The entirety of it. This is a highly restrictive substance. We sell it by the ounce when you sell it. And it's almost never as pure as they want it. Kagon, would you like to go ahead and scan one of the containers?
Yeah, let's pop the tricorder out. Would xenochemistry apply here?
Yes.
Okay.
So
What's
this
my
is
roll?
Reason science, because this is a scan roll, it is going to be difficulty 2.
Okay.
All right, finally some momentum. Kagon?
Yeah.
The purity level of the first canister you read is 95%.
Okay. I'll relay that.
Mizoe just kind of like 95%. That's purer than it. I can't even begin to think about what would be required for this. K'theris, this is a problem.
I'm beginning to really get that.
Shit. Keep scanning. Give me a general, just find out how bad this situation is.
Can I also do like a sweep of the room to see if there's like any hidden like tracking devices or anything?
Sure.
Or
So
like
for-
cameras or whatever?
Sure, that's going to be reason security for you.
Cool. Does my intelligence operations come into play?
Yes, and this is a difficulty 2 task.
Alright. Do you mind if I take that momentum?
That's what it's there for.
Go for it.
Alright. I'm gonna re-roll one of those zeros.
Oh,
Cautious.
you're taking cautious.
Yay! Got the momentum back.
Perfect. So you're immediately aware of why you were able to basically implant someone onto this ship. The security here is shite. It seems like that's where he's cut corners.
Fuck. Well, that's lucky at least. This guy's a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah, he is a fucking idiot. In fact, while you're doing the scan, you can actually scan through the hull plating into the living section, and like amazingly, like most of these freighters are really shitty on the inside. Like people Like, you guys have seen, like, Star Trek civilian ships. It's like you live... Makes the Serenity look like a goddamn luxury.
Yeah.
No, this guy is, like, these people are living really nice. I mean, it's not the Cassini, but, like, there's decorations, people have comfortable beds, there's art,
It's
real food is being prepared.
it's basically assumed that if they can get through Mazoy and his compatriot, that there's not going to be any trouble on the ship.
Pretty much. Which tells you that Mazoy probably did some hella good manipulation to get himself into that position.
Hmm.
In fact, I'm going to have you do an insight security check on that.
Okay.
Difficulty is going to be 1. And yes, your intelligence operations focus applies.
All right. Fucking really?
Good thing I'm only taking 3 right now.
Right now, sure.
Right now. Reason I started at 0. So what you basically are figuring out is that for Mazoy to have basically ingratiated himself as the chief of security on here, particularly if he's carrying this kind of cargo, he either probably managed to fake expose the old security guy as going to double cross them, or someone very well placed inside of the criminal organization put him there.
Mhm.
So, and based on the fact that if they're transmitting this much of the biomedic gel, it might even be a
Mhm. I just kind of look over at him as I'm doing like the sweep of the room and figuring stuff out. So, how much blackmail did you have on the old person who had your job?
and you hear, oh, I didn't have anything on him. I made it up.
Always better.
Nothing's quite as realistic to pirates than thinking that their underlings are going to betray.
Paranoia. It's always a good friend to play.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I need you to now do a, I would say a control security check. Difficulty is going to be 1
Oh,
opposed.
jeez.
This isn't necessarily a bad thing, by the way.
Okay. Do I have to oppose?
If you don't want to.
I'm gonna oppose.
Okay. Oppose.
Do I have a focus?
Yes, intelligence operations would apply here.
Oh, there
Okay.
you go.
So you take a momentum. You gain a momentum. I mean, you very quickly realize that he's quickly doing a telepathic scan of you to check your loyalties really fast.
I like feel it happen, and there's like a moment of resistance, and then I will drop the resistance.
Okay. In which case, I'm going to give you a bonus momentum for role playing.
Nice.
And he just he nods kind of silently. You notice his eyes don't do the glow.
Interesting.
So you're pretty much getting aware that it's probably something unique to the Patriarch. Fang only did it when she was super charged up because of those nanites.
Right.
So it's probably only like a high level reaction. And he just kind of walks over and he goes, "Thank you." And he says that out loud, by the way. And he just kind of touches you on the shoulder.
I have to admit that skill would come in handy with my job.
Comes in handy a lot with mine.
So, where the hell are we sleeping on this thing?
Well, come this way. Doctor, do you want some more time?
Yes, I'd like to finish these scans. Something that I find may help me determine, at the very least, who's selling it.
Understood. You may also want to check that squarish crate at the back of the room. That one, I think, will catch your attention.
Duly noted.
And K'theris and Missouri leave the room. Kagon, are you going to go over to that one, or are you going to get into the gel?
Yeah, I'll go over to that one.
Okay. Do a reason science scan.
Okay. What's my difficulty?
1.
Alrighty.
In fact, I'm going to say this. Oh, shit. Okay. I was going to say, if you had been, for instance, Sehen or someone with an engineering background, like K'theris, that would have been a difficulty 0 task.
Still nailed it.
You still nailed it. So you immediately scan it, and you immediately recognize it. They are starship components. In fact, they're starship components that are used on the Cassini.
Bioneural gel packs?
No,
Okay.
not even a related system. What it is?
Yeah.
It's a hyper impulse engine. In fact,
What would they need these for?
Even scanning it actually comes up as Helios Corp brand. The brand that actually supplies the engines for the Cassini and for several other Federation starships. These are military-grade engines.
Well, if these are sitting in a box, it's a fair bet that's what this freighter is running too.
They're not just sitting in a box, they're new.
Yeah. Okay.
Kingham, would you like to keep scanning the gels?
Yes.
Okay, so another reason science check. This one's going to be difficulty 1, but I'm
Okay.
spending a threat to expand the complication range by 1.
Okay, got it. 2 successes.
Excellent. So you have a bonus success here that you can spend for additional information if you would like it.
Okay.
So the purity of the gel throughout the entire thing is between 91 and 98%.
Okay. How many suppliers are actually capable of delivering this quality of a product?
Inside the Federation, you don't know of any.
How about inside the Klingon Empire?
None inside the Klingon Empire either. Inside the Alliance, official suppliers, they wouldn't make it this pure.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't produce it this much. Hang on a second. Are you guys picking up my neighbor?
Yeah.
Hang on. Excuse me. And they're like, oh,
Recording once again, so
okay. So, where we were, sorry for the interruption,
No, that's fine.
there is no supplier inside the Alliance who is capable of producing this much at this level of purity, because no one would allow that to happen.
Just for those of us who are playing the home game, do people in the Empire, or not the Empire, the Alliance and like the United Federation of Planets, do they purposely make it less pure?
Yes. With regards to biomimetic gel, this is like transporting uranium.
Okay.
It's a biological. This is like you are basically sitting on the
Weaponized
galactic.
anthrax.
Yeah. Except that it can
Cool.
be used beneficially too.
I have a feeling these people aren't using it beneficially.
Probably not.
They wouldn't be smuggling it if they were.
Mhm.
So, in short, there is nothing just from the make and manufacture of this product that would help to determine who made it.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I will say I can probably give you a list of species you know who theoretically could do this.
That would help, yes.
Okay. Federation, the Romulan Republic, Klingon Empire, Breen Confederacy, the Ferengi Alliance, though they get in trouble every time they make the damn shit.
Well, yeah, because they're not quite sly enough to not get caught.
The Sona, the Sheliak, the Tholians, and then there's like the stuff that's way out of left field, probably not true, like the Borg and so forth.
What about the Romulan Star Empire? Or
Star
what's
Empire
left of it?
They could, but it would not really be a reasonable guess to assume that they would.
They might not have the
Yeah,
infrastructure to make something of that amount.
Exactly. They're a little too busy dealing with their own internal civil wars right now.
Are the
Especially-
Breen-
Sona,
Yeah, that was my first thought too, as soon as I heard that.
yeah, the Sona do have the technology, and they might have the impetus.
But this is all pure speculation at this point.
Yeah,
So, odds are it's not an alliance operation. I mean, if it was, this would be the kind of thing you'd run into Draco. But
right.
Maybe
Right.
he's there already. You don't know it.
no, there's no humans on this crew.
That doesn't mean anything.
And it means something.
Is K'theris still down in the cargo hold with me?
Ferris left.
Yeah, I
Okay.
left.
And Mazoe is actually taking K'theris to their quarters and opens the door, and you get this. It's not opulent, but it is nicely decorated room with like a nice white bed sheets and fluffed pillows and a dresser, like an actual like wooden dresser.
Where is Kagon staying?
Right next door. Room looks about the same.
Mm. Kind of soft, isn't it?
I like soft.
I'm beginning to like soft.
It grows on you. Cork would compare it to root beer. It's insidious.
I'm sorry, what?
It's a human drink. I'll explain another time.
Mm. Have you gotten any theories yet?
At the moment, no. Well, I have one, but I don't feel like sharing it.
That's fine.
Because if it is what I fear it is, this is going to be a real shitstorm.
It tends to be no matter what.
Are you okay? I understand that your ship recently went through some heavy loss.
I've had a hell of a month.
I don't think that. I've read your personnel file. Complete memory loss.
Surprisingly, not the worst thing in the world.
I can feel it in you. The uncertainty.
Yeah. Try not to show it.
You do a good job of that. Just to be clear, me and my cohort can read it off of you. as if you were saying it directly to us. So don't feel too bad.
Great. Somehow, the fact that your cohort knows makes it less comforting.
She's an ass. I've got her under control, though. Well, for now. She's getting what she wants out of this.
Mm.
What about you? What do you want? I imagine coming to terms with a new identity, waking up as a brand new woman isn't quite right.
It's the not knowing that gets me.
I'm gonna have him do an insight check if you would like to oppose.
Nope, it's fine.
You know exactly what I'm inciting at this.
Yep, it's fine.
You know opposing?
Nope.
Okay. So he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that made you uncomfortable."
That what made me uncomfortable? Everything? Everything is making me uncomfortable.
I got that, but when I called you a woman, you didn't like that.
Oh. Yeah, that's been coming out of nowhere. Don't know what that is.
Doesn't matter to me. You're a wonderful person, K'theris. I'll try to use maybe gender-neutral pronouns from now on.
Eyebrow raise.
They, them, that kind of deal. Instead
No.
of she and her.
That's fine. I just meant you barely know me.
You barely know you too, apparently. And just holds your hands and goes, "You'll find yourself."
Runs in your family, doesn't it?
The telepathy is common among my people. Despite my surname, I'm merely part of his clan. I'm not family. We don't have families the way that you have families. His is probably the closest it ever gets, but he's a weirdo anyways. And he just smiles this like toothy grin that shows off his fangs.
The time I met him wasn't a bad time.
I believe you got kidnapped and had to deal with something involving a dragon?
Yeah, that was actually a fun night.
Jesus Christ.
I like your idea of a fun night.
Well, somehow surprising for Austin's. It was pretty good. They were shocked they ate meat.
Oh, I'll have to make you a nice steak for dinner.
We should probably make sure that Kagon doesn't, I don't know.
Fall into a vat?
Yeah.
It's a good call.
Find 2 Kagons in the cargo hold.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not me, I'm you!
You have to shoot the right one, K'theris.
Wait, what?
Shoot both of them.
It's the only correct answer.
It'll be easy. Because you know, there's one thing the thing won't clone. You'll just have to shoot the naked one.
That's fair.
But you won't be able to delete the image.
No, it'll be in my brain forever.
Alright, so you two walk back to the cargo bay as Kagon has finished his ridiculous amounts of scans. And K'theris, you don't quite notice it, but he held your hand the whole way. Mm-hmm. Not like any romantic way, in a I'm here to give you support way.
That's still really good.
And the two of you walk in.
Anything interesting?
I could list on 2 hands the number of civilizations that can produce this kind of a product.
And I'm assuming you've already eliminated
Say that again?
I'm assuming you eliminated the Alliance from that camp. That's Mizue talking.
Yes, because the Alliance, if the Alliance did something in an underhanded fashion like this, odds are our captain would know about it.
No doubt about that.
No, this is a third party, and there are not very many third parties. Either the Breen, for whom this doesn't seem quite antagonistic enough, or the Sona.
Either way, it's a bad call for us.
That's true. K'theris,
Yes.
do you think you might be able to break into the ship's computer systems and find where it's been? That might help us narrow down the suspects.
I wouldn't
If I can-
recommend that at this time. He may have shitty security in the cargo hold. I've been trying to break into that computer for days. Honestly, we're going to have a better chance in the very near future.
Are we
I wish-
rendezvousing?
We're rendezvousing. Well,
With the buyer.
yes. But there's going to be a little change of leadership in about, tomorrow when we meet said buyer.
I'll be sure to act surprised.
Meantime, I suggest we all get a good night's sleep.
Kagon, what was in that crate?
Parts for a hyper impulse engine, military grade.
What?
Worse yet, it hadn't even been taken out of the box.
In fact,
Straight from a Federation manufacturer.
and I'm going to just say it is, in fact, the exact same impulse engines you guys have on the Cassini.
I don't like that.
Me neither.
There's only a couple of ships in the fleet that do that. The Manticore class, the Pathfinder class, the latest incarnation of the Akira, the Alita.
Shouldn't they have called it the Tetsuo?
Wow.
That'll be the tier 7.
Man, I hope.
That's really strange.
And more than a little concerning.
Feels like someone's building an army.
With biomimetic gel of this quality, that could be exactly what they're doing.
Mizue just looks over. Well, I can at least say this. One thing we're going to do before we deliver it, we're going to taint it.
Probably for the best.
Klingon intelligence has developed a virus that will corrupt the gel in a subtle way. It won't be noticeable until they try to use it.
Will it transfer if it's mixed in with other gel?
Yes. But this is only a short-term solution. We need to find the source, we need to find the buyer, and we need to take down this organization. And with that, we are going to cut back to our dearest captain, sitting alone in his room the next morning.
Captain Harris has been in the same position for 8 hours.
Laying down with a pool of drool next to him. And there's just a knock at your door.
Oh, thank God, stimulation. And
Squirrel!
yeah,
Literally a squirrel!
I gotta open it.
And in walks the Kai.
Kai?
Captain.
She's so tiny.
Yeah, the
Did you
captain.
say she's so tiny?
Did Captain Kai have another tiny adventure?
Oh. Time for Kai Hard. The vengeance.
Oh, but no, she wasn't on the shuttle. She wasn't on the runabout.
No. Oh.
Anyway.
You haven't
I got
maxed out your gamma reputation because it hasn't existed yet. And she walks in. She goes, Captain, were you able to find some understanding yesterday?
I think about taking a stone face and just saying a bald-faced lie, but instead I sigh and just kind of go, honestly, no. The whole exercise has been rather frivolous.
I assure you it won't be that. Follow me.
All right.
And so the two of you walk through the temple, and she walks you into a room that you haven't seen anyone for the last couple of hallways. This is one of the most secure parts of our temple, where we obviously run on Windows.
That's why it's so secure. You have to keep everyone else out, or else it'll demand a Windows update.
So that was a phone notification, not a... Anyway, it's off now.
And as you walk in, you kind of look around, and it's a very Spartan room with only a couple of candles. And she takes a stand next to the candles, and you notice there is something else there.
I stiffen immediately because I recognize what this is.
Mm-hmm. Captain, I am giving you an opportunity to deal with yourself. And she slowly starts walking away and says, as she opens it, after she opens it and says, I'll just repeat what someone who told me when I was much like you once said. Be useless, Logan.
I don't say anything.
And as the flash of light happens, we're cutting back to the other ship. Because we're doing that in part 2.
Oh, man.
I don't have the assets tonight. I'm sorry, I hit my roll 20 limit, honestly.
I'm just
That's kind of
excited for when it happens.
Oh boy.
And you're back on the ship. It's the next morning. And as you guys are having breakfast, you notice a bunch of people will start moving towards the bridge. And you take that as a sign to follow.
Okay.
And
I have a question. What do I have in terms of weaponry?
so you were allowed to bring a Type 2 phaser. And you guys could have... Kagon could have smuggled on one of his Klingon blades. Because no one's going to be surprised that a Klingon brings blades on.
Yeah, I
That's
would have
fair.
I would have brought the Mek'leth on board.
Mek'leth, yeah.
And probably given it to K'theris once we were on board the ship and no one was paying attention.
Ooh, what does it do in terms of damage?
You're the one with the stats. You may as well tell them.
I'm looking it up right now. It's security +2 with vicious 1 and deadly.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah, it ain't
Yeah.
bad. I mean, it's not quite a pounce level attack, maybe, but
No, it's on the same, except
okay.
it's pounce isn't deadly.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right, continue.
All right, and as you're sitting up there, Musaway has enacted his little plan to get the captain out of the way, and he's going, I swear, I'm not planning to, as his cohort just kind of is like glaring through the face mask, just the eyes. Bullshit. You were always planning on betraying us and taking all the money for yourself. Trust me, we're not gonna stand for this, you piece of shit. I swear I have it. I have it. You have nothing. And I just have to say, you are the biggest fucking idiot I have ever met. And she immediately plunges a knife into his chest. And he falls over dead.
I don't need a tricorder to tell you he's dead.
I would hope not, Mr. Kagon. And there's a real familiarity of the tone in that voice.
Yes!
As she takes up the helmet, as an old friend is revealed.
Yes!
I thought it was.
Fang, how's the arm?
Better. How's the horrible ability to defend yourself going?
Better, but it couldn't have gotten much worse.
Killed an Iconian.
He did! He killed an Iconian!
I love how everyone's so proud of Kagon for like
Good
being
job, buddy.
Klingon for once in his life.
I actually say that out loud. I'm like, actually, he killed an Iconian.
I thought there were only 12 of them.
The constructs, not the actual Iconians.
Oh. Come back to me when you actually kill an Iconian. I would actually be impressed with that. And she just kind of smugly sits in the chair. You know what exactly the face she has on? It's that scene from the end of the penultimate episode of Discovery where the Empress sits in the chair with just like this like evil grin. And that's where we're ending tonight's show.